welcome back. All right, everyone, get ready to stir things up. Our next guest is a chef, TV personality, and tahini lover who's turning sesame into a superstar.
She's here to whisk you away with bold flavors and veg-forward recipes in her new cookbook, Tahini Baby. Please welcome Canadian culinary queen, Eden Grinshpan, back to the show.
Good to have you back.
Oh my God, I'm so happy to be here.
Can we gush over your book right off the top? So I love the title, Tahini Baby. Tahini Baby. It's all in the way you put the emphasis on it. So talk to us about this new cookbook.
So this is my second cookbook, obviously called Tahini Baby. Clearly, I have a thing for tahini baby, and it's a vegetarian cookbook, and it's really just to celebrate vegetables and put vegetables at the center of the table. And you know what? It's the perfect time of the year. Spring is here, so this is like this is the time to eat like this.
It's a very exciting time of the year.
Thank you. I know. Look at this. Look at the color, the bounty.
I'm already holding my fork, so
she's ready to dig in.
Just wait, I want to ask a question, because what is it about tahini that makes you so passionate?
First of all, there's everything about tahini that makes me so passionate. I called this book Tahini Baby because tahini is really, it's a backbone ingredient to so many cuisines that absolutely inspire me. Obviously, this book is vegetarian. It's a great source of calcium and protein.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes, and if we want to get all of those nutrients in when we eat, especially veg. And I love tahini. The second you make, there's a recipe in my book called the garlicky tahini. The second you make it and you serve it with your, recipes, there's no going back.
Oh.
It's like one of those things. It's a game changer. It's so flavorful. And I always say, when you mess it up, just throw tahini on it.
I love that.
It's like the answer.
I love that.
Just throw tahini on it and you'll be golden.
All right, so I'm holding my fork. I'm ready to dive in. Let's talk about the first one. Of course, we have to talk about something that has tahini in it. And this one is Zatar? Zatar asparagus. Talk to us about this one as we dive in.
This one is actually so beautiful and loaded. Look at that. That's a complete meal on its own. We have Zatar roasted asparagus. Obviously, asparagus is in season right now. Zatar is a beautiful spice blend of wild oregano, sumac, salt, and sesame seeds. So it's really earthy. I put it on a bed of freekeh with walnuts, dates. There's lots of texture. There's lots of flavor going on here. We top it off with a jammy egg, which is like always key. Look at that. Look, it's like just like calling your name. And then a tahini vinaigrette, which is also a really fun way to just show how versatile it is. Because truthfully, you can have it savory and sweet. Oh, wow. I throw it in sauces and I throw it in vinaigrettes.
You know what that makes me want to say? Tahini baby.
Tahini baby. Also, you have to shimmy. You got to shimmy when you say it. It just happens.
Can we go back to freekeh?
Yes.
Because I don't know what that is.
So it is a whole grain. It's really popular in Middle Eastern cuisine, and it is just earthy and nutty. It has beautiful texture. It is so fun to eat, and it's satisfying. And I love that too, because this book really celebrates grains, right? Grains, legumes, all the great things alongside with all these vegetables. And if you can't find it, you can substitute with bulgur, quinoa, rice. Honestly, any great grain you really have on hand and that you absolutely love to cook, you can throw it in.
I want to get that on hand. I like it.
Yes, it's great.
I want to talk about another one of your passions, which is preserved lemon. You love preserved lemon almost as much as you love tahini, or maybe as much.
I do.
Here's the thing. Is it really worth all the time I imagine it takes to make that?
Okay, hold on. I have something really exciting in this book.
Okay.
It's called My Cheat Preserved Lemons.
Go on.
Because, listen, I do love it. I'm obsessed with it. I use it in a lot of my recipes because it's one of those ingredients that really take your dish to another level. It makes it pop.
So it is worth it.
It makes it pop. So my cheat recipe, actually, you take the lemons and you actually simmer them. And I find that it tenderizes the actual rind. It kind of opens it up, and then I throw salt on that and let it sit out for like an hour. Rinse it off. Use it the same way you would your preserved lemons and
or normal lemons.
Yes, no. This is my cheat preserved lemon.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Cheat preserved lemon because we use the rind and we're looking for that lemony, pickly, salty flavor.
Got you.
So this is my cheat version, but I also have a traditional-ish way that takes a little bit longer, but I promise you it is worth it.
Okay.
It really is.
Let's move on to the dish I've been eyeing since we sat down, the halloumi fries.
Yes!
To me, Eden.
Do you see these? Aren't they just
They're
so
gorgeous.
I really not see them.
Okay, so halloumi, I call it kind of like the cheese steak. It is so satisfying, and it has such a good bite, and it's salty and delicious. I bread that with a rosemary, like, infused panko, and then I fry more rosemary on top, finish it with some honey, so you have that sweet and that salty, and the crunch, serve that with some white wine. Your friends will never leave.
This is the most delicious thing ever. Okay, all right, so I have a follow-up question because my mouth is full. Like so many people out there, Jess and I are a big fan of the Housewives franchise, and I know that you know Rebecca Minkoff and Aaron, and you cook for them. Any dish, and see, there you guys, you guys are. Any dish about cooking for them that you want to spill here on this table?
Well, first of all, this is so funny that you asked me this. I love them. Becky and I, actually, we go back like over a decade of friendship, but they're great. They're fun. You know, they're great in the kitchen. Obviously, I show them a lot of the dishes that I know, and like they make the cocktails and I cook the food. You know, it works out.
The perfect
So you cook for them a lot, or?
No, we've cooked together. Yeah, Becky and I have cooked
nice.
together many times because we really go back like a long way. But Aaron and I got together and we cook very similar styles, so we had a lot of fun in the kitchen.
Makes me happy.
Awesome.
So you brought another seasonal stunner that I'm very excited about because I love radishes and I love capers.
Yes.
But I've never had radishes and capers together.
And also sauteed.
And so, see, tell me everything about this dish.
We're sauteing. We're not just eating radishes raw anymore, okay? We're sauteing them. It really tastes good.
I
love radishes.
Taste raw.
You know what? I love a radish. I'll take them anyway, but this one kind of gives it a little bit more of like a steaky, meaty energy to it. Oh my gosh, this is literally the best reaction of life. And this is
so good.
Well, because it's poppy. Let me tell you, I cook it with capers, which another one of those cheat ingredients. It really packs flavor and punch. Like that is briny, salty heaven. And I also have dried lime here. So this is an ingredient that I've called for in this book. I use it several times.
Okay.
And it's limes that get dried in the sun, and they're like citrusy, and they have a smokiness to them, and they just add such a unique flavor. And cooking them with the radishes is the perfect starter to using this actual spice. It's fantastic.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, let's move on to our next one. We're talking about root steaks and chimichurri.
Chimichurri. So chimichurri, but I call it chimichurri because I do add a lot of chili in this. But this is a boss veg from my book, Tahini Baby. And a boss veg is basically like your centerpiece recipe. It will replace the chicken or the steak. It will like really, it's substantial, okay? We have some celeriac here. We have some watermelon radish. You cook it on low for a long time, and then you slice them and you finish them on a pan. They get steaky and delicious. Cover it with chimichurri, chili cherry, and then at the base, garlicky tahini, and you're golden. Like actually laughing.
This is so
good.
delicious.
Very good.
And so you mentioned this boss veg chapter where you're sort of making vegetables as the main dish, like in replacing like a chicken or a steak or what have you. So why did you want to do that? Tell us, give us tips on how to do that best.
You know what? I think for me, like, I think that's where people maybe get a little lost when it comes to putting a vegetarian spread out. They're looking for that centerpiece. They're looking for that star. And so for me, when it came time to actually creating my Boss Veg chapter for Tahini Baby, I wanted to really include dishes that were like, wow, that really packed a punch, that also included, a lot of them have legumes in there, which makes it really filling. And also condiments. I'm a condiment girl. Like literally everything will have a condiment or a sauce, and I feel like it just elevates. So this definitely is the perfect example of a boss veg that you'll find in my book.
I just want to thank you because a lot of the times, like maybe specialty ingredients for some of them, you include them in more than one dish. So it makes it feel good buying it. Do you know what I mean?
Well, that was what I did in my first book, Eating Out Loud, and for the second book, Tahini Baby, I wanted to make sure that when you bought it, you used it, and you got to know how it tasted.
We appreciate you so much, Eden. Thank you for coming here.
Thank you for having me. I love it here.
We love being fed by you. Now, Tahini Baby is available now, and everyone in our lucky studio audience is going home with their own copy.
Woo! So you gotta do the shimmy.
Hey, you, come a bit closer. We've got so many more must-see interviews, spicy debates, lifestyle tips, and pop culture moments. So subscribe to our channel by tapping the logo below and don't miss out.